Good evening and welcome. It's Brew Crew. And hello, Robert Green. Uh, Everyone is currently busy, so it's most likely to be a light show out turnout. Excuse me. And hello, Carlo Albanese. Hope everyone as well as can be. Yes, I am doing as well as can be. And yes, hail on Kuroga. And hey, multi gunman, it's going okay. How about you? Uh, and of course, Carlo, always happy to be of assistance. And of course, I accidentally posted the StreamYard link. I don't know if it was the actual StreamYard link or the one that subset, excuse me, that first comes up when I'm trying to open the actual channel. And I'm glad to hear you're doing good. And I will post the StreamYard link for anyone who wants to come in. I know, obviously, Carlo can't because he's at work. So Carlo is one definitely who won't be joining most likely. And let's see here. Let's get back to there. Go ahead and comment, and then I will share it out on social media just in case, because while I sent something in the chat, it may not have been seen by many. People may have already left. And of course, there are people that are going to other streams. So that is perfectly understandable. And so, yes. Um, let's see here. I'll go right back. Let's see here. I'm streaming now. Oh, right. Oh, later. Okay. Got that taken care of. And of course, I got another message that I'm not even going to deal with at this moment because I'm too busy. Okay. Why do I have? Okay, there we go. Got that taken care of. And so let's see here. Push the stream and good uh, good morning, Yvette. And you're scared of talking at the moment. Why are you scared? That it's a little unusual, but for you, I mean, not. And our good news for Bert, huh? Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Oh yeah, because of Bert. Yeah, I'm absolutely relieved that Bird is going to see a cardiologist Sunday. So at least then things can start to happen. Most likely, then he'll be put on a medication that will help his heart rate. What needs to be done, most likely. So, and good evening, 47 Yorktown. And Once again, we'll be back. Has to run downtown for a minute. And yes, the StreamYard link should be here. Yeah, I think so. What are you asking out of that? Spot says, don't tell Bird and Prey, but she's a Turkestan agent also. Who? Okay. And yes, you did just type that. Okay, that doesn't. Hold on. Give me just a moment. I'll be right back. All right. Now, got that set straight. This will be the correct link for the stream. And that's to join this one. Sorry. I don't know what happened. And hello, Yvette.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I haven't got very long because Justified's starting soon, but I thought I'd pop on and say hi.
Someone I've seen in the streams. But, hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you doing, Captain Drek?
I'm doing all right, thank you.
That's great to hear.
So I understand you're the newest governor in Kroga, or is that citizen? I'm not sure what level you joined at.
The citizen.
Citizen.
As much as I would love to support everybody with as much money as I could, resources are limited. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've been watching Bird for a little bit, and I decided, take the plunge. We'll do it. And I'm glad that he was able to get a cardiologist. I know that both Loki and Doomcock really put the word out for what issues he was having, and I'm glad things are looking up and working out, because if anybody needs it, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely great news.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that.
It is.
I knew that Loki and not Loki. I knew that Doomcock and Nerdrotic had been getting the word out. I didn't know who else had, so that's good to hear that others are doing it. We're doing it as well.
Yeah. Pretty much the circle I follow. One thing that never ceases to amaze me is how many people know each other and how interconnected most everybody is to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's rather extensive, and it's great to see. So I am not 100% familiar with you, other than big Star Trek guy. What do you normally talk about on the channel? Because normally when you're on, I don't get up at that time, so it's a bit early for me.
Yes, actually, the show normally runs between 3 and 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We usually talk about different topics. A lot of times it will have sci-fi related.
Mhm.
Other times we'll go into other areas like history. One of the things that we talked about today was Yvette's collection. She had a bug collection,
Mm.
and then we went on to talking about other topics that
Mm.
I really ought to start making a list of the topics we talked about. It became difficult.
It's very organic. It sort of flows from one to another without it's very spontaneous.
Okay.
Mm.
So you've got a bug collection then.
I collect some. Basically, on a Wednesday, I can be on camera. Normally, I'm not. And I did last week. I did fossils and my rocks and crystals collection, and then we saved the bugs for this week because I didn't want to gross everyone out too much. So
Okay.
yeah, just interesting things I collect.
That's fun. Pardon me for just a second. My cat thinks she needs to knock over everything. Hold on a
Of
second.
course, that's a cat for you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey to everyone in the chat. Sorry, everyone's saying hello. Captain, I'm going to have to go, unfortunately, but I hope
Of
it goes
course.
well, and I will catch up with you later.
Absolutely.
Have fun. Have fun,
You
everyone.
take care.
Hey, Michael.
Have
Bye.
a great night.
And hello, Michael T. Glad you're stopping by. And have a good night. So, how did you start listening to Bird?
Well, if I remember correctly, I think he had came into one of the chats on one of the channels, and you know, he's got the Klingon naming, you know, the bird of prey,
Mhm.
and I just followed him over to his channel, watched a little bit of it, and have subscribed to him. The times that he's typically on are a little harder for me to watch because of my work day, but you know, I just try to pop in when I can, say kapla, and see what else is going on. And yeah, from everything that I've seen of him, very nice fellow. Everybody else seems to like him a lot, so I thought, you know, take the plunge, see what happens, get to know everybody a little better. So there's so many parts to this fandom that it's nice to be able to branch out, because I hang out with the guys at Echo Base. You know, I
Mhm.
subscribe to Doomcock. I do try to watch Nerdrotic, but once again, the times that he does stuff is a little hard for me to watch, and the streams that he does tends to go for a very long time.
Right.
But on Friday night, over the past month or two, been catching most of Friday Night Frolics, and it's just from there, just other people coming in, various guest spots, and it's just grown from there. But
Wow.
it's been a lot of fun. Prior to this year, the primary reason I had YouTube and things like that was mostly for political content and keeping up with alternative news sources. But with all the events that happened over the course of the past 8 to 10 months, I got so tired of it, so disenfranchised of it, I cleared out 3/4 of my YouTube subscriptions. Yeah. I felt better after doing that, and I've refocused myself on trying to, you know, focus on what I believe in, being the good person, and going to church and all that, and really getting back to basics for me. Then somewhere along the line in February, I believe, if I remember correctly, and my memory unfortunately isn't that good anymore, being, you know, the age that I'm at. But I think the first thing that started me down this fandom collective and rabbit hole, if I remember correctly, was Doomcock. Something he put out, I think, about Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy, you know, the grain of salt type video. And I
Right.
enjoyed it. And then it just sprang forth from there. Just all the different people that that associate with him, know him, subscribe to him, and then going from there to Loki's Morning of Mischief, to Purple Valkyrie, to here, to Bird of Prey. Yeah, I'm pretty much all over the place anymore as far as who I follow, and I decided, I'll set aside a little bit of money, subscribe to a few people, help them out, because they're making, most everybody that I follow makes extremely good quality content.
Right.
And it's so much more fun than anything else that I could be doing as far as watching regular TV or movies. The only TV I watch is when the wife feels like watching. We've been watching Cheers. We're almost actually done going through the whole series. And that's been, parts of it were a bit of a slog, but the 9th season so far has been extremely hilarious. But she's not a sci-fi person like I am. And we do have quite differing tastes when it goes to TV that we watch or media that we like to partake in. And ever since I've started doing this, started doing the chat, decided to subscribe, get on to some members' live streams, I have enjoyed this so much. And my wife made mention several times that since I started doing this, I'm happier. I'm more responsive to her. I've been more responsive to our kids. Right now we don't have them because our less significant others have them for the summer. But it's given me another avenue to go and try and help things out, instead of from the political spectrum, from the pop culture spectrum. Because as Breitbart used to say, he said that politics is downstream from pop culture. If we're going to have any type of reasonable future, regardless of what anybody believes, we have to have a good culture. And part of that good culture is the popular culture, which has been on a pretty steady downward trajectory for quite a while. But, over the past 4 or 5 years, it really took that nosedive.
Agreed.
And so I thought, I'll come on here, speak with people, talk about what I'm passionate about, help make good quality content. And the money that I give to people through various things, if that goes to help them to make content that I can watch, that I enjoy, that that helps uplift me, absolutely. I have no problem in paying everyday people as opposed to giving my money to the TV services, to Hollywood directly through the streaming, etc. There's only 2 things that I have a subscription to, and one of them is because it's part of my phone package, and the other one is the wife paid for it. So.
I have Amazon because when I started, because I had surgery in 2019, early 2019. And I knew I would need to get some equipment that I would need at home. Like I have a cart with supplies. It's easier to have everything set up by my bed. I've got handles that I can make it a lot easier for me to get up because the wound is in my abdomen. Getting up is a lot more difficult now.
Yeah.
And without those, it would be a lot harder. And so I got a few things like that to make life easier. That was money I'd set aside years ago. And of course, it all had to be spent. And then Doomcock had suggested a GoFundMe, which I did. I got $1,500, which really helped a lot. It went on medicine and bandages, which again I needed. I couldn't have paid for them, and so it was helpful. I did end up closing that down because it's like, okay, there are plenty of other people who have needs, and this is, but the one thing I can say is this community is very supportive of people.
Yes.
The very fact that Orville Nation started that GoFundMe for Bird for his wheelchair, for when which Mama Pray is now going to be busy starting on the paperwork to get the get the process going for that.
Yeah.
As soon as the cardiologist visit is over. And that's going to take a few months because it's going to have to go through approval process and everything.
Yeah, all the back end paperwork and everything that has to happen.
Yeah.
Insurance companies, about as bad as the government, except with the government, they can force you to give everything over. So
Exactly.
So I'm glad that the way that I found out about that was originally through Doomcock. He put a post out there, and yeah, I went and donated, and as I mentioned on his stream, with where I live, it doesn't cost a lot to live, so I also don't make a ton, but I don't mind giving what I do have to help people that I like, and I'm glad that I was able to help in some fashion, even though it's pittance compared to what some other people do. It's what I could do, and I'm always glad to be able to help when I can.
Well, I'll put it this way. Quite honestly, Bird is not a small channel by any means. He's got over 2,000 subscribers. I mean, it's not a huge channel, but people go there regularly. We have become acquainted with each other, and we'll talk all the time in the stream. And we'll occasionally go to other streams because of what, oh, well, who else is going to be on?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, go ahead and send the link in the chat. Then people go on over there, and we just, continue the conversation. And it really is a community where, yeah, there are going to be people in any group that aren't going to necessarily get along because of whatever reason.
Yeah, it just happens. Personalities, Some of my favorite people, there are a few of them that definitely don't get along. So yeah, it happens. It's just the way that we are. There's always going to be just a personality type or two that just don't work.
Exactly. But as a whole, it's like, you know what? Okay, so I don't get along with this person.
Mm-hmm.
But, that isn't going to stop you from going over there. And I'm not going to say, hey, don't go visit Charlie X. Make something up. Star Trek.
Charlie X.
Don't go visit Charlie X's page because I don't like this, whatever. It's like none of my business. Go to who you like. That's what we need to encourage is for people, yes, we enjoy, I myself enjoy having people in the chat, on the panel, but I also know that, we need to encourage others to support other people and other channels. That's why I have moderators who will, post a link to different people's channels all the time.
And that's great. Yeah, we got to be supportive of each other, and find those that we'd like to hang out with, and talk about the things we like to talk about. Everybody that I had as friends, that I still have as friends, they've all moved away from where I live. Mm-hmm. Other than my family and my brother, I don't have any actual friends that I can go and do stuff with, guy time type crap.
Yeah.
I just don't have it anymore. So this has taken that place, and it has brought me a lot more fulfillment over the course of the past 2 months than most anything that I've done in a very long time.
Yeah.
Other than, hanging out with my kids and doing crap like that with them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Although having girls there, they don't appreciate the nerddom type thing as we do. So
no,
love Star Trek and and they're pretty close to everything sci-fi. Whereas they're like, "Dad, what's wrong with you? What is this?" Well, it's funny. I've tried to get my daughter, who's about to turn 12. I've tried to get her to watch Indiana Jones with me, and she was like, "Nah."
Right.
But then she wants me to watch Jaws, and I'm like, I've seen Jaws. I like Jaws, but come on, it's not Indiana Jones. Come on, man. Sport me a break here. But she won't do that. So,
Well,
but
at least she's watching something, you know, quality.
yeah, yeah. At least she does want to see something of quality. That's for sure. But yeah, my two youngest, my daughter is about to turn 12, and her stepsis is about to turn 11. So they're at that weird age. So, but at least now that they're older, we can do more things together. And I got them their own computer, so they would leave mine the hell alone. But what do they play on there? Roblox. About all they do is Roblox. And yeah, so far I've got my Twitter account. I've I do have my YouTube channel. I haven't started it yet. It's something that I've wanted to do off and on over the years, and I finally got the push to do it. I've got a decent monitor, decent camera, got a really good microphone. So I'm just going to start doing it. Not sure how for sure I'm going to do it or how often and the times, but it's coming.
Oh, that's good to hear. I am looking forward to just seeing what you have to come.
Well, I hope I can entertain people. I've done computer crap over the years, and of course gaming, so I don't have a problem working with computers. But doing any type of video editing or this streaming thing, it's basically like speaking Klingon. Unfortunately, my Klingonese is not very good. So I've played around with StreamYard a little bit. I'll probably use it if I do anything because it's just simpler.
Right.
But I was messing around with OBS, and it is super powerful. But man, trying to get that to do what you want it to do without it being dumb, so hard.
Oh, yeah, it is. I tried using it, and it's like, no, not for me. There's another. I can't think of it right now, but there are other platforms out there that are similar to StreamYard that people are using, and which is a good thing because I'm hoping that now that there's an actual competition against StreamYard, it will improve the service.
Yeah, it's not bad, but there are definitely quirks with it that they need to improve. One of the things that I've really noticed is while a lot of people have their video going, is every once in a while you'll have dropout on the video, and then it'll pick back up, and that's a back end bandwidth type issue, and how much computing power that they've got devoted to that particular stream, or just an inefficient codec, which they could all fix with an updated with some updates on the software and in the hardware end. It's not cheap to do, but since this is something that's become so explosive in growth, they're going to have to do something to keep up with the demand for quality.
But no, I can give you a few tips as far as streaming. Whatever you do, be consistent on it. Now, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to go on every day. Not required. You don't. But let's say, I know people that will go on once a week, and they go on once a week at the same time. Let's say every Saturday at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Something like that. But it's every Saturday. If you set a day and a time, it's usually best to go at the same time every week or every 3 days, or however, whatever your schedule is.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Exactly.
Yep.
Another thing is that when the channel gets larger, and you can expect it to already have people in mind. You have people you already know. Add them as moderators.
Mm-hmm.
Your chats will need to be moderated. It is not always easy when you're doing a stream to be doing the moderating yourself. So if there are 2 or 3 people that you trust and say, "Hey, please start coming to my streams when I'm on. I need somebody to moderate." I would highly suggest that.
Okay.
Third, and most importantly, do what you love. That's it.
Well, that shouldn't be too hard. I actually, I've done a few more of these streams here recently, and I was on with Lady Purple Valkyrie last Friday talking about anime, and that one was one of the things I always liked as a kid, and as an adult, I've seen quite a bit of it. And I'm not super fanboy, complete and utter, devoted to it, but I thoroughly do enjoy it. And yeah, I had a great time on there, and I definitely see the value in talking about the things that you're passionate about, because if you're just talking about things just to talk about them, it gets boring.
Yeah, you're right. And yes, thank you, Darius. It's the other platform is called Restream. It's very similar to StreamYard. There are advantages and disadvantages to each.
Okay.
But it's definitely one to check out. Because again, adding competition honestly typically helps both companies become better.
Yeah. Yeah, and anytime that you can get a company to be better, it's a win for us, because unfortunately, in a lot of things, there's just normally not enough competition. Well, my wife just texted me saying I need to check on the dog and take her out for just a moment. So, let's see. It's 9 o'clock. I actually do also need to go grocery shopping for a few things. So, I am going to take off.
Well, I'm glad you were able to come on. It's nice to actually get to talk to you.
Yes, thank you
I've
much.
seen you in chat before, but it's nice to actually talk.
Yeah. I do prefer to talk. I can type fast as long as I'm at my computer, but if it's during the day, if I'm in chat, I'm on my phone, and it's so much harder to do that properly. But working from home, a little easier, but I can't always hop onto the PC or make that 90-degree turn or split my attention that much, or at least turning the 90. It's a little easier if it's in front of me, but yeah, I'm glad to be. I have enjoyed doing this, and I want to do more of it, and most definitely once I get things up and going, definitely have you come on when you have some time, and we'll talk some Star Trek.
Absolutely. Another one I would highly suggest would be Bird of Prey 5.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's. Hold on, memory working. Okay, from what I remember, I know that with Doomcock, he's pretty much a thespian. He's good at about everything. But I know that when it went to Star Trek, he would always say, as good as I may be, Bird of Prey is better. Always, Bird of Prey is better.
Oh, and I do want to thank you again. By the way, how do you pronounce your name in the channel? Gorlo.
It's Golgo 13. It's based on the anime Golgo 13. One of my favorites. One of the best stoic characters within the realm of anime. Golgo 13, his name is actually Duke Togo. He's Japanese. He is a high-class marksman, assassin for hire. He's pretty one-dimensional in all the things I've ever seen him in, but that one dimensionality works to his advantage because the story revolves around the job and how he goes about doing it, as opposed to his character growth. That's what makes his show unique and different. But it's a great show. I highly recommend it. As far as for both the series, they had a 50 episode run that started in 2008. They have the original movie from 1983, 1984. They have the second movie, Queen Bee, that was done in the 90s. And then the manga behind it is pretty old. If I remember correctly, it's either 60s or 70s. But he was created as more or less the answer to, or he's basically the Japanese Rambo or the Japanese Arnold, that level of anti-hero or hero for the Japanese, someone who is, strong, trained, proficient, professional. He is the professional before there was the professional. But his show, I really like his show.
That sounds amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to talking to you more. And again, you always welcome in Bird's chats. You're welcome in mine. Our community is a very friendly place. And thank you for coming on tonight.
You're so very welcome. Thanks for having me.
And you'll notice I went ahead and put in Wes Moody's chat. He's going to be going on very shortly. I want to encourage everybody to go on over there, give him some support, say Cap sent you. And I do want to thank both you and Bert for coming on. And again, I also want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you very much, and you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you.